How's it going, everyone? Theme Park Tracker here with another update on Six Flags Magic Mountain. Spring break has hit the park, so that means more crowds and higher wait times for the next few weeks. Going off the wait times, the biggest news this week is the park installing these boards around the park. This is something I don't think we've ever seen in a Six Flags park, and it's a welcome addition. The boards will scroll through the wait times for most of the headline attractions in the park, all the coasters and rides like Crazanity and Drop a Doom. They have these placed in multiple areas of the park already, with some just being installed and still having the plastic coating on the screen. The ones that are off should be activated in the coming days, and we have yet to see other spots for these screens. Some notes to make about these boards are, some of them were placed on any random polar sign, and it doesn't really blend well with the structure. The first location at the front of the park, that screen was mounted to an old signboard that told you the direction of the rides. Looks out of place, especially with the unpainted pole. Or the one we just saw on Revolution, has a noticeable wire sticking out from the board, something that should have been better integrated to avoid this eyesore. Another suggestion is to do similar to Universal, where all the rides can be seen on the wakeboards without the need of scrolling. Universal's uses two screens, so it may be difficult here with all the rides and the font will get too small. With their current setup and the one screen, the way they have it is the best option. So far they have these placed in front of the entrance fountains, Revolution, the X2 Plaza, in front of the Soda Shack by Jetstream, the go-karts, Big Belly Burger, the First Aid Building, and to the right of the Goliath letters. Overall, this is a great addition to the park, and an already noticeable improvement to the park. They invested in some quality screens that can be read in broad daylight, and didn't opt for cheaper TV screens. Hopefully the wait times are accurate on these things, and it may help spread out the crowds on rides on busy days. Moving on, Tatsu has reopened following its months-long repainting. Everything is looking great with the fresh coat of paint, but there are some areas with mismatched paint. Areas such as the railings around the station still retain their red color. This could be because the green and orange wouldn't have looked good, or they tried to keep it somewhat in theme with Samurai Summit and its high usage of red. The area in front of the Sky Tower is still barricaded off, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kept this closed off for a while. There is nothing to do over here, especially with the closed park landmark, the Sky Tower, and the nearby restaurant that is currently a team member break room. Down the stairs, Ninja can be seen running with one train, or unit according to the sign. Unfortunate timing too, with the spring break crowds starting to hit the park, the line for this ride was going to move rather slowly. Speaking of one train, this is the line for Super Game, all the way past the entrance. They were only running one side too, so this line is going to take a while to get through. Would you wait in this line? It's easily a 90 to 120 minute wait, depending on how fast they're dispatching those cars. Other rides had ridiculously long lines, such as Jetstream. That line went from the bridge down to the switchbacks in the entrance building. It was a warmer day at the park with temperatures in the low 80s, so people were definitely looking for a way to cool off, especially with Tidal Wave gone and Roaring Rapids closed. Over by West Coast Racers, they have started letting guests queue inside the building again after indoor COVID restrictions were dropped at the park. Keep this in mind when gauging how long the line is, as the outdoor queue appeared short, but you have to wait inside still. Over onto Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, progress has stalled on the coaster part of construction. What seemed like a good pace the past few weeks has been put on hold as we await more coaster track and support deliveries, which the park is still receiving on a weekly basis. Time will tell if the park makes its summer 2022 deadline, which ends in September, but I imagine they want to get this open before July, when the peak summer break crowds are in effect. On the other side, we do have some big progress on the station. They've attached steel framing to the outside of the building, and I assume are going to start the facade work soon. The Ferris aircraft signage remains and will most likely be rethemed to Wonder Woman. Also looks like the switchback cube behind that has been removed, but the black shade structure remains. Lastly, the redo for the old Wonder Woman spinner ride is coming together, which the park confirmed will be rethemed, but to wait for a reveal name at a later date. Lex Luthor Drop of Doom is still closed for refurbishment. Last time the gondolas weren't even attached to the tower, but today they were, bringing us closer to a reopening of this popular drop ride. Lastly, the new entrance restrooms by the carousel are taking shape, and if you haven't noticed, it looks awfully similar to the new restrooms by West Coast Racers. The same entrance and side profiling. I imagine the park copied the design of that one to save on design cost, but it would have been better to have a slight difference in architecture, aside from paint. Well, that's all for this update. Here's a last look at how far the cars got in the parking lot, indicating a busier day at the park. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next update.